Hi, in this session, I'm going to take you through some of the key features of TrackMyClass.com. TrackMyClass is the complete end-to-end cloud-based ERP system for educational institutions. This can be adapted or used for all kind of institutions, starting from preschools, schools, higher secondary, and even college and university level. So when you register with TrackMyClass.com, you'll get a unique subdomain for your institutions. So in this example, I've taken as a Saviors. So you get saviors.trackmyclass.com, and you also get your own username and password, which will be emailed to you and also via send SMS. Once you confirm and you log in with that credential, this is where you land. So this is the main dashboard. So it will give you a complete picture about the number of courses is running, active courses, the total number of employees, and the students, and application or inquiry which are currently inactive. The second set of aspect is it's also give you real-time information about the student demographical details, like in terms of gender, age ratio, religion status, and again caste is a kind of Indian specific requirement. But yeah, I mean these are the kind of primary thing which will be coming, but you can add new charts if you want. The third segment, which also give you a real-time information about what is the income and expenses for the last 12 months, and also it will give you details about the admission and inquiries, how they are progressing. It will be very effective in case of preschools and the training centers. The third aspect is about your organization structure. I think this is one of the biggest USP of our system, where you can able to structure the way you want. For example, in this simple examples, we have head office for a school. Then we have divided this primary and the higher secondary as two divisions, each with their own headmasters and also the principal. Then you have a common transport facilities, a library, a sports ground, and some of the other activities which you do, non academic activities in terms of NSS, NCC, Scout kind of stuff. Then another example which I also given is, there are some of the schools they are offering multi-board. They are affiliated with multiple boards. So for example, like you can be affiliated with CBSE as well as Cambridge board. So again, we have created this Cambridge board as a separate entity in your institution. So it can be co-located or it can be in a different location altogether. And you have a hostels. So this gives you a complete flexibility to the way we want to structure it. If it's a very small, if it's a very small institution, then you can have a single entity, and if it's slightly bigger, then you can divide that's a primary and secondary school. So this is the kind of school examples. I'll quickly show you the college example as well, how you can build kind of college type institutions. Here is a very simple example. So you have a college, then you have two major divisions, the engineering and management. Within engineering, you have a computer science as a department, mechanical as a department, and civil engineering as a department. So you can have a kind of principals for engineering college, and HOD or head of the department, or principals for each department's heads. So, and also you have a management as a separate school, management school. Then if you can notice, there is a common transport, also there is a transport for the management school. For example, for the engineering, you can have a common transport and library, and there is a common exclusive transfer for management institute. And also, if you notice, we have a common hostels, and that's again divided into boys and girls as a separate section. So that way you can completely structure how your institution is being designed, and there is no limit, so you can add as much as you want. I'll show you another quick example in terms of play school, how that can be structured. So if you have a play school, and most of the play schools are in multi And that same thing applicable for the training institutions as well. They are they have a franchisee based system, or even if they have their own branches in multiple locations. Here's a very simple example. So you have a head office, then you have a 2-3 states, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu. Then you have a city, Mumbai. Then within that you have a 2 branches, and the Bangalore you can have another branch. So that way you can build your organization structure as you grow, and you can have branches across country, so you can able to get all those information. So the biggest advantage is about the access control and how you people give the get these informations. For example, in this engineering college, suppose if you create a principal for engineering college, the person will get an access to all these 3 department which is under the engineering college. So computer science, mechanical engineering, or civil engineering. And if you create a principals at the management institution, and he will get access only to the management school and their courses. And if you are a chairman, or the management team which is managing all the institutions, so if you create them under this my college, so they will have access to all this information, both from the engineering as well as the management as well as the hostel as activities. So that way you can give responsibility, different responsibility, and also you can give a different level of access control. uh, and it can kind of it can be applied across your organization structure. For example, like the computer science head, he will access only to these courses offered within the computer science, and he will have access only to the students who are studies in his computer science courses, and he will not have any access to other institutions, other departments. This whole UI has been designed to very user friendly and also touch friendly. Therefore you can just click where you can access this whole system from your tablet or your desktop, or if you have a laptop, you can access them, especially if you are a management team, and when you are on move, you can access the whole up-to-date real-time information about your institutions through your tablet or anywhere in the world. So it's very simple to use. And one of the main feature is like you have a menu option where can you see. So if you click on that, so it's expand and it show you all the list of option you can get. So you have a course management, you have a campus management, you have admissions and inquiries, academic and promotion of the students, finance and accounting, events, communication and sending SMS and emails, employee management, transport, library and hostel management, activities, sports and non-curriculum, tracking of non-curriculum activities, skill development, scholarships and awards, asset management, and some of the management reportings. So all these menus are accessible, and also it's very access controlled. For example, like if the user who doesn't have access to finance, he will not see the finance level menus, and he will not have access to finance details. The same way it's applicable for every level. Yeah. And so as an administrator, you come here, and for example, like if you click on high school, so this is everything is clickable. It's take you to the high school, and here it shows all the list of the information about your particular high school. And in these examples, like if you go to primary school, so this will show you the information only about the primary school. Right now there is no information, so that's why all coming 0. So but if you go to a higher school, you get the information about the high school. So total employees working under the high school division, and the total number of students, the inquiry and the applications, admission and inquiries, the income and expenses, student demography of the high school, and also the list of courses offered. And from here all the menus are kind of easily accessible, so you can quickly add set up new courses, and you can start a new admissions, and it will show you all the list of employees who's part of this division. So this will give you a particular divisions. And if you go on classroom, so in this example in the 10th we have 10th A and B, so you can have two sections if you have more students. In these examples you have a 9th standard, we have only one sections. So if you have a capacity of 30 students per class, then and if you have a 60 students, you can divide them into two sections. So I'll click on the section 1. So now this gives the information about that particular classroom. So what is the demography information, student demographic details. So what is the gender details, what is the age ratio, religion ratio, and caste ratio, and all the options are there. So you can able to send an announcement, that is send an email or SMS. You can take an attendance, you can do a lesson updates, you can do an assignments, you can send assignments to this particular class. You can also share photos and videos of the classroom activities. Trackables is the very nice features. It allow you to track some of the non-academic informations like height, weight, health indexes, attitude, its communication skills. All that can be tracked. Then also you can have a lesson plan in terms of when in each chapter level for each subject, when this each chapter need to be covered, and you can have some deadline for both the student as well as the teachers. So it will show you all the list of students. You can upload their photo so that can be visible, and also it's give you the list of teachers and what subject they are teaching, and it's give you the examination details, when is the major examinations are scheduled, and also give you your timetable. So you can click here to modify or update them. So this is at the classroom level. And now if you click on a particular student, so I've just clicked on a student called Jason. So now it's open up a student information, so that is the student's details, parent details, some of the key information, then also the payment details in terms of how much is paid and how much is not paid in a percentage, so that you can get a feel of how much is spending. And you can expand to see quite a lot of other information which is completely configurable. You can get rid of some of the things which you don't want, or also you can add new stuff. And it give you attendance details, percentage in a graph, and also is learning percentage, and also we have online assessment and online testing. So if you enable them, it also give the progress in that level. This is the trackables, so you can measure the regularly track how student behaving in various parameters in terms of his communication, his listening skills, its creative thinking, problem solving, ethics and value, health, height, weight. So this list is completely configurable. You can add new stuff, or you can remove some other things which you don't want. So now you can also see the assignments and the student, what the marks the student has scored, and you can also have remarks. You can add more remarks to the student. Finally, you have the attendance details, so it's absent and leave informations. The other important facilities where you can able to upload all the student related documents, whether it's previous certificates or any other government or any certificates or any other details related to that particular student, you can upload. So that can be available for the student to download from them. So this give you this allow you to track or keep information related to the student in a single place. So if you look at from the tracking point of view, you can start from your head office, that is the main dashboard. So as administrator, you start from a head office, and you can go on to a specific divisions, and you can see how the division is details. From these divisions, then you can go into a specific classroom. So this is the classroom details 10TA, Then from the specific classroom you can go to a specific student. So this is one of the biggest advantage of using a TrackMyClass. So you can start from head office, that's a macro level, you can see how the big picture is, and also you can go up to a specific student. So this will be very useful, especially on the principal level, like if the if a teacher sent a student to a principal, and the principal just type his ID or the name, and it will bring his complete information about that student in front of him or her. The same way, whenever if there is a new teacher is joining, or in that case, so that new teachers can able to get a complete picture of what happened so far about that particular student in a single without much of problem. So this is one of the biggest advantage, both in the academic level as well as on the tracking side. And if a student is studying, almost most of the students study in the same class, unless they their parents get transferred or move to a different place. Majority of the student, you can say 95 to 99% of the students studies on the same school from first standard to 10th standard at least. So in that case, you can able to track his progress from first standard to 10th standard in a single system. So that way all the information is being kind of managed here. So it's help them to take informed decision in terms of how students behaving, what is best for the student. So that's the aspect of it. Yeah. Now I quickly take you through how we can add a new student. So I click on the menu. So there is an admission and inquiry. I click on new admission. So the new student creation is a very simple flow. So you have a first name. So we have a very basic student information. So you select a student name and his middle name and his last name, and you can also enable student access, especially if you're in a higher secondary, or so you can give a student online access so that they can log in, they can do all the online tests. They can track how the progress, they can see the holidays and things like that. So but for a smaller especially on the primary level, you may not need to give a student access, we can disable them. You can also upload the student image. You can upload the file, you can scan the file and you can upload them. The second section is the parent information. So you enter the parent details, email ID and mobile number. So we are first level, we are taking only the contact details, but yeah, once you have those other information, then you can add them. So these are very basic informations. You enter the student information, you enter the one of the parent informations. Then here you have admission. So you click on admissions, it will show you which class you want to keep the student. So if you want CIE, or you want a primary school, or you want the high school, so you can select them and which batch you want to admit them and which section you want to admit them. You can put the start date and tentative end date, or you can leave them as it is. So there's some additional information can be added, like so you have a admission number or roll number. We also generate our own number, but this is some of the schools are having their own pattern, so you can use it for it. And this is again the registration board registration number, especially if you are affiliated with, for example, like the Cambridge board, so they give a unique ID for each student, so that can be put, and the same for CBSE and some of the boards. Otherwise you can leave them blank. You can put some additional information if you want. So say you can do a multiple admission, especially when you have, for example, like if you are doing music or any other classes, or if you are admitting student to two courses, then you can do that. It will be very handy in case of training institutions where you have a multiple options you provide. You can do in the same time you can add another admission. So if you are having a hostel, in the same way you can add you can select the hostels and you can select the room number which you want, and also you can do a start and end date. And you have a transport, so you can, if you provide a transport, you can select which vehicle that student will be traveling, start date, end date, and pick up points and the drop points. um, and the same way for the sports admissions. So if you are having a football team, or if you have a cricket team, then you can enroll the student for that. I think we have keeping it, especially when you have official team for your schools or colleges. So you can have these student enrolled for that, and you can have a complete fee. Everything is defined for it. So you have activities. So you can define the list of activities you want. So activities like you can enroll the student for NSS or NCC or Olympiad programs, or and if you're offering some of the additional non-academic classes like music or some of the other activities, you can also take the enrollment for that. Finally, the additional details, because in the first section we are capturing only the basic informations. So you can capture complete other information in terms of the state, gender ID, blood group, religions, nationality, mother tongue, student start date, end date. And even if you are using this access card like smart card, RFID based smart card, so you can put the RFIDs. We also provide integration with the RFID readers, so and also the GPS readers in vehicles, so that you can detect whenever the students get into the bus. When they swipe it, it send automatic SMS to the parents. Same way we can put the readers in your school entrance. Whenever the student comes in, when they swipe it, it automatically send the message to the parents. There are quite a lot of information is there which is completely configurable, so which are additional informations. We kept them non-mandatory so that you can quickly create the student and you can enter those other details later. So when you do this, so it's create a student. I'm just giving some of the quick informations which are mandatory. So I have placed the student on 10th standard on okay, A sections. I'm going to leave all other things are blank. So I have a boys hostel admissions, I have a transport admissions, I kept the sports admissions as well, so I keep it football, and I have activities as a music, and I'll keep the additional details left out. So when I create a student, so what it does, it's create a student. If you given the email and mobile number, it's give them access. And this is a very important part. So once you create a student, it will give you all the list of fees which are defined for the particular course. So this is the 10th standard. So these are the tuition fee and admission fees applicable. So you can see the fee informations, and this is the number of payments, and so this is the this number of payments and the payment gap. When you configure the fee, you can say that whether this fee has to be paid for every month. So in this case, the fee has to be paid for 12 months. The gap between the each fee is like 1 month, and this admission fee is a one-time fee, so that's why you're saying the number of payment is 1. For transport, so you have 10 months transport, so you need to pay 10 months, each month's 1500 rupees, and this is the gap between each payment is 1 month, so it's paid for every month, and this is the payment start date. So normally this is defaulted, but yeah, you can change them if you want. So in this case, I'm going to apply the admission fee, so you can apply them. So that fee is applied for the particular student, and also I'm going to apply, there are two route option, there's a long route and the short route. So the student want to take the route 1, so I'll take this option because the student will get down quickly, so the fees are less. So I click on the route fee, So this the other option we have is like you can also, for example, like this tuition fees. So you can also change some of the parameters. So it's saying instead of 12 months you need to pay only for 10 months. And also you can give some discounts. So you say the first month I'm giving you 1,000 rupees discount, or you can say, you know, I'm going to give you 500 rupees discount in every month. So you can check that. So it'll apply that same discount in all the fees. So now I am applying this fee for a particular student. So you create a student and you apply whatever the fee is applicable. So you can have a various option here. So for example, like some of the schools give a one-time fee, a lump sum amount. The other is you can have a quarterly payment, which is slightly higher, and also you have a kind of half yearly payment, or you can have a monthly payment options. And it's very useful when it comes to the tuition centers, you know, there the options are much bigger. So what happens, it's create a receipts starting for every month, starting from the applicable date which we have specified. So in this case it's created admission fee, that is for the first time, and also you have a tuition fees applied, and that is the that's also the discount, which whatever the amount which is applicable, which also is coming in. So these are completely configurable, and you can so these are grouped for each month. So for some month you have both transport facility, and some month you have both tuition fee and one, and it's kind of combined. So you can able to take a print of the particular receipt. So you can say, okay, invoice number, whatever the number is, and you have the total amount what we need to pay. For some reason, so you can also update on individual ones. For example, like doing the admission, so you want to pay, you click on that, and you change the status to it's paid. And if the user is paid by check, then you put the check number, sorry, and you can put the check number, reference number, and also the date which you have received. So you can kind of update them. So when you go to the receipts, it will say for this particular month it has been paid, and for the other months it's not paid. So this will be reflect on the student. So if you go to the student show page, if you click on the student show page, it will show you like whether how much percentage the student is paid and how much is not. So now I quickly show you how to create this fee for each level, each courses. So you click on home, that's a dashboard, and here you have a courses. You click on the courses link here, or you can click on menu and you have a course management. Click on all the courses. So it will show you the list of boards you have, CBSE, activities, you can have national activities, NSS, NCC, others like music. We have sports, you can create football, cricket, basketball. So these also treated as almost like a course, but with some difference. So for CIE, for Cambridge board, you have a primary, secondary, and IGCSE. Then you have a general board, so you can have a multi-board support. So it's completely configurable. In case of college, you can have a completely different. For each department you can create a separate board, and you can have classes under that, graduates and postgraduates. So now I'll click on 10th standard. Okay, it show you all the list of courses. You select a course, then it will give you subjects, the subject which are configured for them. We do quite a lot of comprehensive subject configuration. I'll cover them in a separate video, but you can have a very complex structure or a very straightforward, like 5-6 academic subjects. This is the CBSE configurations. So CBSE have a part 1, and in that 1A we have academic options. Then you have scholastics, non-core scholastics areas, which is the part 2, which have other non-academic courses. Then you can also do a examination planning, so you can have term 1 and term 2, and you can do a complete planning of that. Then here there is a few options. So what you can do is you can click on manage fees. So you can add fees. As I said, like you can say it's tuition fees or monthly fee, and you can, each month the student has to pay 1500 rupees. You can also have a payment category defined, and which will come up here. You can say the installment, that is the number of payments, that is 10, and the frequency is every 1 month. You need to, every month they need to pay. Suppose if you want to charge quarterly payment, so you can say like so quarterly fee, for each quarter you need to pay 5000, and so that means you need to make, since it's a quarterly payment, so you need to make three 4 quarters, and so that means like every three months you need to pay amount. So that's totally four payments, and the difference between each payment is 3 months, so it's automatically create the receipts based on this payment. These are payment details, tentative payments details, which can be payment start date, which can be overridden. So that's kind of, you do a fee definitions, and also you can do another option for quick fee setup, which will be there on the beginning of it. So I'll cover them slightly later, later stage. So this is the, you do the fee, and there is one option called sync fee. So once the fee is created, so this is at the your admin account level, but that will not affect any of the, this will affect only the new batch which you are starting. But if you want to copy this fees to some of the existing batches which are already running, then you need to click on sync fee, so it will copy this fee information to the existing batches as well. So that's where you define the fee. So all the course related configuration, you can do it from the course management side. So now I quickly cover how to do employment, how to add a new employees. So you click on menu and go to the employee management. So here various options are there. You can define the roles and permissions. You can create employee categories. So for example, like teaching staff, non-teaching staff, you can define them, and within these employee categories you can also have designations defined for that as well. As you have roles and permissions, you can give employees different roles, like super administrator, curriculum development, so he will have access only to the subject creation and uploading the content, creating question banks. And you have a branch head or principals, so you can assign them on an individual, like a department head. Finance and accounting manager, so the person who has a finance and accounting, only those people will have access to the finance details. So you have a receptionist or support role, where they can do all these data entry operations. So you can define them, you can add your roles, and you can also give what permission they can do. So I'll click on employees. So click on employee. So first you need to select, if you want to see the existing employee, you select some of the existing existing elements in your aspect of your institutions. Otherwise click on new. So this will show you a new employee screen. So you enter the employee details. You also give them whether he's a trainer or not. If he's a trainer, then you get some additional options. You can upload the image. So here you do an appointment. So normally you can do an appointment, especially on a bigger structure. The employees are appointed to a particular department or a divisions. So you can do for example, like if the person is managing a primary school, if the new employee is part of the primary school, select a primary school. You can select the employee category, and you can select a designation. And we also have a limited payroll functionalities. So if you enable them, you can also choose what pay grade that student, the employee is joining. So whenever the employee progress, so you can able to add a new appointment so that you can make them inactive, and you can do a whenever the employee want to move a location or change any of this designation, or the payroll is changed, so you can able to add a new appointment, so that you can able to track them as well. So user details, you can give them enable users so that they can log in and they can have access. Here when you do it, you can able to define what user right you want to give. Suppose this person is a receptionist or support role, or if it's a principals, so you define the principal and you select them which group they will have access to. So now he is a principal of CIE, that's a Cambridge school, then this principal will give access only to the Cambridge school. You can also have additional details in terms of quite a lot of other details. Again, this is completely configurable, so you can add or remove some of the fields here. The finally is allotment, which is applicable only if it's a trainer. If it's a trainer, then you can give him, allot him to a specific classroom. For example, like on high school, he's going to take for this batch, so he's going to take what subject. So he's mathematics, so he's going to take a mathematics for the 10th standard on B sections. And he can also do science for the same 10th A class, so you can assign them. So these are the classes, these are the these are the courses or subject which they are going to take. Based on that, they will have some additional details when they log in. So this is how you create an employee. There are quite a lot of other features which you can access our demo to go through that, but this will give you some of the starting point and where to start. So we'll add more videos for you to go through to explore some of the other features. Thank you.